Greetings folks, I'm here at Dillon Park in Sumter, South Carolina. I'm playing a tournament here tomorrow, so I thought I'd film a practice round. Never been here before, but I've been wanting to play this course for a long time. It's just really out of the way for me, so we'll see how things go. I'm going to throw two off the first here. This is a pretty iconic starting hole here with the tree and everything. Says it's about 278, 315, somewhere around in there. Just to be safe, I'm going to throw a couple buzzes to make certain I stay in the fairway. Get a little on the right side. That one's straight down the middle. Looks like we're going to play a B. So for those of you folks that don't know, Sumter's kind of it's a mid to lower state place. So kind of in the middle of nowhere, kind of. There is a branch of University of South Carolina here. Shaw Air Force Base is not far from here. Really super cool course, really super cool location. All right, play a B turned out pretty good. Probably could have thrown something a little bit more stable, but I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. Oh, come on. Nice. All right, a little tapper. And roll to the next one. All right, hole two, about 252. UDIS says about 178. It's right over there. You can see that. Got to be super careful though. There's the OB all around it. I'm going to hang it wide right with a wasp, and then hopefully I don't get in too much trouble. That gives me a putt. Not too bad. Not bad at all. Ooh, snuck in the bucket. All right, hole three. Down past these trees there. Got to be careful not to fade out too soon and go in this bog. But I am going to push that tree line in the back. I'm going to throw the bear. See if it'll come back in time. Looks like it's 315, 330, something like that. Oh, that's not it. Oh, better be good to lucky. One more. Maybe I don't need something so stable. All right, the first shot was not great in between the trees, but I still have kind of a look here, so we'll give a bid. Come on. Oh, this game is so easy. All right, hole four. Says 259, 302, not certain which one it is. It's up there under that tree. I'm going to throw a St. Pro and one of these, a little more stable than the normal St. Pro. Let's try to put it underneath that tree. Give me a look. That'll do. Talking a little bit more than I usually do on these things. Not that I've been doing a lot of playing around course review things this year, lots of filming, but tournament coverage. But I will say, as I get older, I could play MA55 if I wanted to. Typically play MA2. This year I'm playing a little more MA2. Anyhow, I find that the older I get, disking up seems to be the thing. I could probably get a buzz here, but as I creep towards 60, shall we say, I find my body and my arm especially is very happy if I disc up a little bit more and take care of myself. All right under the basket is not a bad place to be. Pretty toasty today. So I think the name of this event is the Shoney Summer Sizzler. which is pretty accurate. It's about 100 today here in South Carolina, and we have this phenomenon called a heat dome over top of this area of the country, and the weather prognosticator said it could be anywhere from 114 to 120, and that feels accurate. So I'm going to try not to die on camera today. That'd be terrible. This is hole 5. You got to go under the tree here on this way. If I had a forehand to go that way, about 250 feet. I'm going to throw this drone and give it a good pull, and then hopefully it's going to dive right back towards the basket. There you go, be a drone. Ooh, skip at the basket, well, don't you? All right, the drone was very much the right choice. I was short of it, so not skipping at the basket like I thought, but also it seems to me there's OB behind here. Don't want to invite that, so I think the drone is absolutely the right choice. Oh, that was low. Get with it. That's better. Yeah. All right, this is hole 6. It says it's about 230, maybe 288. I don't know, depending what pin position it's in. I don't know, so I'm just gonna play it safe with the buzz. So the basket was actually around the corner here to the right. And I think I'm glad that I just went straight, honestly, because there's tons of OB. Looks like there's a bog in the trees over here. Get a glimpse of it. That's a place I don't want to be. So I want to be looking right at this basket here. So I think I'm happy I did what I did. Come on. There we go. Hole 7. See it kind of back there in the woods there? Kind of a tough little line. Got to go from the open to the inside. Just going to go with the buzz. Try to do no harm here. Little tree kick. I didn't really do myself any favors with this lackluster drive, but I think if I can get somewhere around the opening, the basket's tucked back to the left, I should be okay in the actual tournament. Try with the seams here. Dive, dive, dive. Hit a tree. Not great. If I hadn't hit that tree, I think it'd been fine, but that's kind of a tester for par. Never what you want. All right, hole 8 says it's anywhere 273, 356, not certain. UDIS says 280-ish. So when in doubt, throw a buzz. So I'm just gonna throw a buzz and try to keep it in the grass. Let's see how that turned out. A little nose up. All right, thankfully that was just fine. The basket's right there. But I definitely accidentally left that one nose up. But this is kind of still a long putt range, but haven't thrown any upshots with the banger today, so I definitely want to practice that. All right, hole 9, going deeper into the woods here. It says 241, 268, something like that. Be back there at the back. I'm going to throw a buzz, excuse me, I'm going to throw a wasp and turn it over a little bit in hopes that it's going to curl back towards the basket. Too much. That's a new wasp. I should have either turned it more or thrown the buzz. All right, I completely see what's dangerous about this one. There's a lot of rough in the rough over there. Over there. I'm going to try to pitch out and then have a good putt at it. Looking backwards from the basket position, I can see that ending up on the left-hand side of the fairway is not good. Right side of the fairway, much more forgiving. At least should give me a shot at going up and down here. Hole 10, back out of the woods for a minute. This one is like about 270, 280 or something like that. There's 3 distances on the sign. Straight through and then back over to the right-hand side. This would be a great forehand shot if I had one of those. I do not, so I'm gonna throw this flippy escape and see how it goes. That's a flight path I wanted. I don't know about you guys, but it's super easy to be tough on myself when playing a practice round. Shut up, plane. Super easy to be hard on myself when playing a practice round because I feel like distance-wise, most all the holes on this course are gettable for me, but I do have to give myself a little bit of grace because, I mean, this is the first time I've been here. I kind of know where the baskets are at, but maybe I do, maybe I don't. So we'll see how I finish out today. Look at that, giving myself a hard time and I actually have a birdie look. If you miss that birdie putt, you're gonna have a bad day because there is rollaway OB mere feet behind it. All right, before I introduce hole 11, let me just say it is so nice to play club run events when they only have 1 or 2 tournaments a year. There's so much time and care put into the course preparation. I mean, everything looks amazing. There's OB stakes, there's flags with the stakes, there's painted lines. And the lines, of course, that's the actual OB line. But I mean, everything just looks so great, and it's super fun. All right, hole 11, straight ahead. I could probably maybe get up there. I'm tempted to throw a buzz and just go buzz, buzz, putt, but let's see how far I can get with the St. Pro. By the way, I think I should also say it's not that I don't like playing events run by non-clubs like individual entities, but when you're mass producing tournaments and doing a lot of them to make a lot of money, or at least you make a good bit of money, sometimes some things just have to go by the wayside. You don't live there at the course. You don't have time to babysit the course, so you go out and put some flags in and paint some lines, whatever, and do the best you can. People are still going to have a good time for the tournament, but I just love I can feel the effort put in by the club. I played some more club events earlier this year, like Columbia and such, Williston. You can tell these guys have been out here for days cleaning and marking and weed eating and everything else. Just, yeah, super cool. I gave that one about 70%. Not enough to go past those logs, which I'm kind of thinking are probably OB, but enough to give me a putt. All right, hole 12, about 200 feet. It's right there, you know what to throw. Yes, sir. A few shots like this all day long. Grab the buzz, rinse and repeat. Well, things just got amped up here a bit. Hole 13, your second 200-foot hole in a row. That's a pretty foreboding gap right there. I'm going to go at it with the buzz, but first I'm going to try the surefire way to get through this gap. At least I can get up and down. Big brain. So now let's try the buzz. Got through. Guaranteed? Maybe. All right, there's the basket. there's my putter. So less than 100 feet, maybe 70 feet to the basket, but you know, it gives me a look at it. Same place. All right, now I'm even more convinced that putting off the tee is the right thing because there's trees blocking the way here. If I ended up over there, I could get my upshot. I could, just say bad things could happen. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with that. Got to make that putt though. Hole 14. Stuck about 250-ish. I'm just going at it with the wasp. I'm going to hang it out a little bit to the right and then hopefully the wasp will come back to the left. That's all I could ask for. All right, hole 15, about 250 feet. Got a Mando here to keep you from going over the dog park fence. You want to hook it to the right. It'd be a great place for a forehand. I'm going to throw the Meteor, the People's Buzz, and see how it turns out. I just want to get it in place so I can get up and down. I'm not going to try for a birdie on this one. Well, like Clint Eastwood always said, Dirty Harry, man's got to know his limitations. Wasn't going for that one, but actually ended up not too bad. Yikes. Might throw a couple at this one just to see if I can get on the island. It's kind of imposing. Just gotta not hit those trees in the middle, but also not go going to land safe on the island and not drop in the creek. Don't know if that's safe or not. Try the banger. Nope, going out around is the better way. All right, I'll see what the play is now. My first shot was actually in bounds. If this is truly an island, I think it is. Coming in and spiking it is the play. That way you got something to hit here. And then drop in birdie. If you miss it, there's a drop zone right behind us, but from the other side, not too bad. A little downhill, by the way. Great bridge. Very well built bridge. All right, hole 17, about 270 feet. Looks like there's a baseball fence there. It's got to be out of bounds, so I'm gonna throw this staple booger right here, the Glory. I'm gonna push it out here, and then I'm gonna challenge the fence with it, but this will absolutely dive back before it gets there. All right, so I ended up in circle 2 and got a pretty easy up and down, but I mean, if I would have thrown the bear and accidentally got a hold of it, I could easily be in that fence. And this is a matter of, let's not give up strokes for stupid reasons during a tournament. I'm okay with a par here. Hole 18, about 250, baskets up there under the trees. Could throw this wasp again so I don't accidentally yank it and go over the fence. A little low, but I think I got a putt there. All right, Still left some meat on the bone, but I mean, this is for birdie. I'd much rather throw it low and have a putt and throw it high, clip a tree, and then have some sort of wonky upshot and take a 4 on a hole like this. I am good with the par, good with the par. All right, this is hole 19. This is a classic throwing from outside the woods into the woods here. And yes, this is a 20-hole layout, as I just remembered. You want to go into that little hole right there in the trees, and then if I had a big flex forehand, it would work, but I don't. So I'm just going to try to get inside the tree line and then hopefully have a putt. All right, you can see the baskets right there. Here's the entrance into the woods. I came past the basket a little long, right over here. Not OB, not really a putt at it, but this is one just to get a good up and down here. Not a birdie, but not a bogey either. All right, hole 20. Looks like it's about 250-ish. During one of the rounds, the fence plays as an island, so I'm going to try to make it right up to the basket. Just go throw a buzz at it. That was a little on the low side. Let me throw another buzz. See if I can actually commit to throwing. Much gooder. Ooh, player B, right at it. See player B right up under the basket. Player A, a little bit of a putt though. Oh. All right, I'm here with course local, Mr. Kelly Melton, also a course designer, and also not a bad disc golfer. We like 985 or something like that.
Oh, I wish.
But he is one of the best MA50 players in the Southeast. So MA50?
Or 55.
Or whatever. Yeah, MA1. So I was very fortuitous that I caught up with him today. I just finished playing the practice round here. But I was hoping I might see him out here so I could ask him some questions. Traffic. Sorry. Yeah, so traffic. This is a public park. So if you can, give me a little bit of history about how this course came into being here.
Yeah, we petitioned the local government 2005 for a course. They said, sure, you can come up with all the funds for it. So it was just me and a bunch of my theater kids who had some boys who wanted to play, and the closest course was Owensfield or Earlwood, about an hour away. So
oh yeah, that's in Columbia.
Took us, yeah. So we wanted to play disc golf. It took us an hour to get there. So it was tough, but we scratched and clawed our way to where we convinced them to get a course. 10 years later, 2015, this came in and they had the salient baskets. If you all remember the salient baskets,
oh, yeah.
And if you remember them and love them, they had the salient baskets out here. Within 2 months, almost half of them were worked over and bent over at the base. So we had, and of course, we cut in the course basically in the style of the Amish, no power tools.
Mm-hmm.
So my students and myself and a couple other locals, the course used to be a lot longer, a lot harder, and it wasn't played very much because of that, because it was a burgeoning disc golf community. So we kind of pulled those holes out and made it a lot easier. So they were all par 3s. At first there were, I think, 5 par 4s. And they were in the woods, they were difficult, it was like a challenging layout. But now they're all par 3s, and we have, one cool thing about the course is that each hole has 3 pin positions that we can transfer them. Well, there's a couple that only have 2, but usually in our tournaments we have one round with one setup, and we switch the baskets during lunch, so you have a different look each time. But we're just glad that we can exist, and we took the salient baskets out, put in veterans, and the salient baskets went to another course south of town called Live Oak.
Oh yeah.
So we replaced those at Live Oak with Innobas. So now we're looking for a place to put the salients.
Oh, 3
So we're
courses.
hoping like push the salients around courses and have an excuse to replace them.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like a little scheme, to get more courses in.
If you hate these baskets, well, we should buy more. And
Right,
then moves it
exactly.
to-
Move them on. You hate these baskets, so we got to replace them.
So talk to me about the overall course design. Did you have a path in mind? Did anything stand out to you when you first started looking at this?
Of course, number one, you had this oak branch that was really cool, and a nice hyzer fairway. Of course, there's Mando right there, so you don't go on the left side, but that stood out. The holes along the creek were really cool. Hole 16 is really small. Island hole that stood out to me. Like, we got to have something here. Something's got to go here. So those are the holes that stood out right away, and a lot of times were people's favorite. Number 8 is another standout hole that we have on a big mound. It's not there for this tournament because a big tree fell on it and smashed some of the fencing on it.
Yeah, I saw that going
that's
through.
always that's an iconic hole too. And number 6, people like number 6 as well because you're up a little bit. There's not a lot of elevation here, but just enough to make it cool, but not enough to make you tired. So.
Yeah. So you mentioned that it was you and your students from Sumter High School, right?
Correct.
So how did the Sumter Disc Golf Club come into being?
Well, people saw that we were doing something out here and decided to want to get involved, and then just slowly grew from there. Once we got the course redesigned easier, it started to grow. Got to pick up pick up a lot more.
Yep.
And then we changed from salients to the veterans. It picked up even more, and then the pandemic hit, and that's when it really kind of took off.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of airmen come in to Shaw Air Force Base that were really big disc golfers, and that really helped too.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And we had a couple of locals here, like Hope Scholes, who really put a lot of effort and energy and his time and money into it that really helped us move this course forward.
So the locals, did everybody pretty much start from scratch, or did you have anybody like, oh, I played before, or I play?
A lot of people started from scratch or just barely through. And then as we get some airmen in from time to time, but then they leave, we had some pretty good players, but we never had any like big pros or really experienced people. I think the best player here locally is Matt Miles, who rarely plays anymore. But
Oh, that's a shame. So talk to me about the tournaments out here. Usually, how many do you have a year, and they usually have good turnout? And
oh yeah, the pandemic, of course, we sold out 100 players. There's 20 holes here, so that's a lot different. So we had 100 players, 5 per hole, and it really, sold out quick. So, and like I said before, we changed pin positions during lunch,
yeah,
usually in our usual tournaments. So you get a different look, even though you're throwing from the same pad. You get a different look each time, and the pins usually we try to make them to where have different lines. So you're always playing a different course. They're not necessarily easier. Some are, some aren't. Just different lines. So try to mix it up a little bit.
How many times a year do you have tournaments out here?
So we started with, we have usually 2, but we're going to 3. So we have a spring, summer, and a fall one. And then we have a really cool event called Sumter Civil War, where this is the north side, and then Live Oak, other courses in the south side, and we break the teams, and we battle in teams.
Nice.
In the Sumter Civil War. Of course, anyone's invited to come. You don't have to be from Sumter. And it's a big team event, like 30 people against 30 other people. So kind of like the border battle or the Myrtle Beach, Charleston.
The Coastal Cup.
Coastal Cup, kind of like that.
Yeah, those are always a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the camaraderie is so much fun. And the last hole we do a CTP with everybody watching. And
oh, neat.
It's always get everyone together and watch everyone play is really cool.
So as far as tournaments go, since we're talking about it, how do things usually rate out here, like from the blue tees?
The blue tees, even par is about 900. Maybe a little bit more depending on if there's wind. Yeah. Because there are some holes that are more open.
Oh yeah.
Out there
by the road.
Yeah. I think 10 down would get you 1,000 rated from the blues. Now the reds, I have no idea. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow what the reds play like.
Well, cool. Anything else you want to add about the course or the local club?
No, just come out and play it and enjoy it. And a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put out here. It wasn't like we're constantly working out here too and adding things. Like most courses and most courses out there, the county or the city does very little. They might mow occasionally, but it's the local club that does most of the work. So before you complain, put some work in.
There you
see
go.
how it goes.
Well, cool, man. Appreciate the good words.
Yeah,
Looking
thanks
forward to playing.
All right.